Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from AnthonysCustoms, and for this review, we are looking at the DC Collectibles DC Icons John Stewart Green Lantern figure, which I have to say I am very pleased with, mostly because of the accessories. They kind of won me over, but the rest of the figure is really good too. It seems like DC Collectibles is spending a lot more effort on this Icons line than, say, the animated series line. This line seems to be improving pretty steadily, so that's a really good thing. So let's get this guy off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 6¼ inches tall, which makes him just about, just shy of 16 centimeters, right around there. And again, it's very aesthetically pleasing. The icons seem to be looking better and better as they go. He's got this really nice flat black throughout all of the black, and then the green is a really nice metallic, and the white is kind of glossy. So that variation in the finishes, very, very, very aesthetically pleasing. I love it. And then we also have the sculpted details which separate all of the different colors. So that's pretty darn good. The anatomy on this guy's pretty good. I still have my issues about the abs, but I like it. On the whole, it's very, very nice looking. Now, in terms of the head, I like the sculpt. I think the dot matrix could be a little bit better. As you can see, he looks a bit cross-eyed, and the whole point of the tampography dot matrix that they do is to give him a really realistic look, and it seems to have missed the mark a little bit here, but it's nothing so grossly terrible that it's going to really ruin the figure. So I think that's okay. Now, in terms of accessories, I'm very pleased with his, as I mentioned earlier. This is how he comes in the package. We have the two gloved forearms, we have the ringed hand, which is a fist, then we have the gripping hand right here, all gloved. Now we also have ungloved versions of those. So we have the two forearms, the gripping hand and the ring hand, which are in flesh tone. And then we also have the gloved hand, which has a hole where the ring would be. And that is so that you can use the energy effects. You have two different blasty type effects and one that just looks kind of like a sparkle. They look great. I love that. It looks awesome. It's a very nice way to make this figure very much more posable. And then, of course, we also have the lantern, which is nicely detailed with a little bit of translucent green in the center. So good accessories, good looking figure. What else do we need? Hopefully we have some good articulation. So let's run through that. For the head, it is on a ball peg, but it doesn't want to move up very far at all. I can't get it to move. Moving down just a tiny bit. So you could put him in like a hovering flight pose and it would look okay, but that's gonna be pretty limiting. It does, of course, rotate side to side, and it does lean side to side a little bit, so that's a little bit of a saving grace. For the shoulders, still not quite not quite horizontal, not quite 90 degrees from the torso. I wish they would do just a little bit more. I know they do it to make it more aesthetically pleasing up here, but if they hollowed that out just a bit, we could get the arms up a little higher. Not necessary, but it could be a good thing, I think. We do have our bicep swivel and our double jointed elbow, which ends up giving us only about 90 degrees. The way it's designed, it looks good, but it does only go about 90 given the double. So don't always think that a double jointed elbow is going to be better than a single. It may not. So, of course, since these are interchangeable, we have a swivel where they connect, but you probably wouldn't really want to use that. You would want to use the swivel down here where the hands connect, and they do, of course, have their hinge also. Now let's see how his torso articulation works. We do get the rotation out of it, so that's nice. Does it lean back at all on that peg? It seems to only want to lean forward a little bit, so I guess mine came in the pre-leaning back pose, but you could get a little bit out of that. And then as far as the hinge down here, let's see. I don't know. I don't know why they haven't worked that out yet. It still doesn't really want to work. So that's not great. That's kind of a bummer. It's not a terrible deal breaker, but it's not a good thing. And he seems to be a little floppy. Even though it doesn't work where it is sitting, it doesn't want to really stay. So that's a kind of a bummer. For the hips, we have those hinged ball pegs, so that's really nice. They look really good when they're up. And when they're down, you get slightly better range, but as you can see, since there's no real thigh swivel, it brings the leg out at kind of a funny angle. So it's not 100% ideal. It does have really good range out to the side, and it is pretty good, looking at least. You do get a little bit of a thigh swivel, but it doesn't really account for much. Double jointed knees work really nicely, so that's a good thing. And then we have our standard ankle hinge, which goes all the way back and pretty far forward. And we have our pegged ankle rocker. With the paint completed, all the way down on the bottom of the feet, so a flight pose won't be a problem. All in all, I really do like this figure. The torso could be better, the hips could be a little bit better, but I think he's definitely worth the price tag, and I just really like it, and I think you guys will too. So there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We talk about all kinds of stuff. We talk about action figures, custom figures, movies, TV shows, video games, basically anything you can think of relating to pop culture, so make sure you come back for all that, and in the meantime, keep collecting.